Good morning to you. It must be 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, September the 15th of 2020, because it's time for another edition of Hardison'S Tip. I'm your host, Brandon Hardison, glad to be with you. We try to give our brothers and sisters in the sales vertical all the information that they can need as they're trying to get to work. So we deal with major account, key account, up and down the street, retail in general, and naturally automotive. So let's get to it from where we picked off, and we were continuing to pick up and talk about consultative selling. Got a couple of emails on it, so it must have touched a nerve to some of the professionals out there. So we're going to continue again. The art of consultative selling is a skill, and here's why. Connecting with the customer. That is the key thing when we talk about retail, especially automobiles, where it's considered luxury. Despite our increased reliance on the digital world, people still buy using emotion over logic. Even though buyers are surveyed, they're pressured, they have risk advisors, they hear from their friends and family members and trusted people, but they want expertise to help them analyze this information to see if they're making the best decision. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, the unprecedented volume of information buyers now have access to is mind-boggling. Inside that smart device, in a few seconds, they can find out pretty much anything they need to know about their next automotive purchase. So buyers feel connected to sales professionals who have an understanding about their needs and are able to collaborate with them to find the best solution when it comes to their automotive purchase. A seller's teaching and commercial insight can help the buyers in a couple of ways. We can build the case for change. We can consider options that maybe neither one of us thought about. We can address the individual stakeholders in making that decision right now versus a little bit later. Or we can begin to broker a partnership. Think about that for a second. Brokering a partnership if you're a salesperson. We know that when we have partners, people who are looking out for our interests, that is what we're hoping for our long-term success. Building a book of business, filling the pipeline, however you were taught that. Now, this isn't possible without thorough understanding of the client organization concept, who the key stakeholders are, what are their value levels, what is the ultimate that they're trying to achieve. You see, customers don't want to be bombarded with a lot of fresh data and information to be left to work on all of this information by themselves because they don't do it every day. They're looking for that sales professional who can demonstrate consistently with a true desire to help the consumer. This is where the trust in business as a partnership begins. Trust and value continues to be the main reason why buyers buy. Should I say that again? Trust and value continue to be the main reason why buyers buy. So, with that said, how can we bring this art to life if I'm the consultative selling person? Nearly all sellers believe that they're customer focused, but in reality, only a few are. To be successful, successful professionals must connect with their clients on a meaningful human business level. This means blending the art of science of selling to establish your credibility first, and then earn the right to ask questions which will give you the most information on how the buyer wants to purchase something. A greater focus on customer verified consumer outcomes also states that the seller and the sales leader maintain a clear sales pipeline. In other words, all the way through the process, customer and salesperson or management are always giving the customer information so they'll feel comfortable, confident with the transparency that's going on. When you do this, consider the average sales quota over the past 5 years. Increased pressure for the sales organization to drive more value, hopefully more sales. But the good news is this: we all can improve with our client relationships and also with the pursuit of process, the pursuit of process or ongoing business. A starting point is your organization, your leader, and how you're being recognized and measured as this sales professional. This way, we can create a short term result, or let's see if this person has what it takes to be a leader and help people out in the future. Now, I tell you this because there are many sales consultants who go on to be managers, supervisors, but they still have a relationship with that client that they sold 5 years ago. Maybe they sold them 2 or 3 cars to their family and friends. But now that they're managing, they cannot handle it. They have to turn it over to a salesperson. And that's a great position to be in, because if they did a good job and that manager's entrusting you with that relationship that they established years ago, and you continue it on a positive spin, it's a win-win, not only for the consumer, because their experience is always going to be fantastic, but for you. Your boss has just given you an opportunity to continue that team solution selling with that client and your dealership. Once again, Brandon Hardison, president of Champion Strategies, with a bit of Hardison's tip. And just a reminder, tomorrow, Wednesday, September the 16th, 12 noon, we have our live lunch chat with Hardison's tips. And tomorrow I got in some crazy gentlemen. They call themselves the Car Guy Coffee Gang. They're crazy, they're funny, but they're informative and they're effective and they're on the move. So that's tomorrow, 12 noon, 9:16 Eastern Standard Time. Tune in for Hardison's Tips Live, our lunchtime edition. So, as always in parting, you go out there and you make it a champion.